Well, I don't think much of these new robots that are popping up everywhere. One was at a demonstration and wished to shake my paw. Then it refused to let go, and I was stuck wandering around, attached to a mechanical man all day long. They tried switching him off, and there was a power surge. And not only did my fur all stick out like a very bad fur day, but I got faxed to the Himalayas. A bit disconcerting when these smart robotic fridges roll out then. One false move or bad choice of food from its confines, and you could be translocated anywhere in the universe. Cat Cosmic here, and back from my unexpected Himalayas trip. I have more words of Duane the Great Writer. What of a situation that occurred where people were praying to their God in a church and it collapsed on them? Well, this is God's people, and this is what God does. Until the people figure out something else. People don't see what's going on. They won't understand why God would do this, or it must have been the devil, etc. They have their ideas about it, but realistically, this is what the God of man does. He and his agents do all these funny tricks. Did Christian carpenters build these churches? Was it a little like the Twin Towers at 9/11? Was the destruction purposely planned by the agents of the government or the Kalaum, the planting of the bombs, etc.? Who built these things, and why did they collapse? But it's very simple. These are God's people, and this is what God does. You can investigate such things further, but this is the world, and people are making choices. You could stand back and inquire as to why we needed the buildings in the first place. The birds don't need buildings. We can do better. The Africans live in little huts, but people view them as poor unfortunates, thinking they need modern housing like the rest of the world. Everything makes sense when you make sense of it. People throughout lifetimes have been corralled like cattle to go to places that seem to be the officialness, like churches and the Vatican. They feel they need to go to a place where they can officially beg to their God, that they call worshipping and praying. It's just a place to beg. They could do that at home or outside, but it seems more representative of their faith that they go to an officially constructed place to beg. Instead of making sense of things, this is how people have been rehearsed. These are old routines, and still exist, no matter what happens, regardless of what's happening in the world. The business world is a huge part of destroying this earth. People can't do business fast enough. It's an old routine they've been indoctrinated to. None of the indigenous peoples did any of this nonsense. Now they are caught up in it too, and all distorted. On the real side, some of the indigenous peoples have been seen, and are resistant to the new presentation, because they have their own ideas. They have developed attitudes about the white man, which you can't blame them for. But they hang on to those things, their persecution. At first it looks strange, but does make sense. We support the all-natural environment supporting us, but always huge resistance. This is how people have been brought up. It will take something very interesting to get their attention. People are very stubborn because they have free will. Things have solidified, demonstrated by the black holes, to pure rock blackness, because people hold on. It's hard, but all we can do is present this. The world is what it is. The masses don't know what to do with themselves. They want to go and find a place to beg, but they call it worshipping and prayer to get the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is tap-lining, the holes that come into your aura. They have twisted it a little bit, so it sounds like something special. But in fact, it's entrapment to keep people confused for more lifetimes. Who will have the courage to step up, be creative, and present this to the world, and make sense of it? We're not opposing anything. It's not opposition, or about changing things, or rebuilding. It's about presenting something that makes sense, because it's all about awareness, and not just mental and emotional ideas that people are chasing. But we can use these ideas creatively as references accordingly. It's a huge education, a real education. There was one advantage of the church, however, as I won a fish at the fair, and I didn't want to carry it around with me all day. But the local church has an accommodating little basin of water at the entrance, and I was able to let my fish swim about in that until I collected it later. Unfortunately now, it has been deemed a miracle, the miraculous appearance of a fish, and legends and stories will be spoken about for centuries to come, I have no doubt. Speak to you soon.